Okay, so thank you everyone for joining. And this is our second session where we are going to uh, read something from Ink What You Think submissions. Okay, so the reading sessions will go on as they are going on for the last 4 years, but this first phase of this reading session will consist of us reading one entry from the event that Sahitika conducted. Ink What You Think. Okay, we started in the last session where we had read the beautiful write up that was submitted by Anusha here. Anusha, again, amazing it was, and congratulations, you won the event. And tonight, actually, we are going to read something which is penned by Vignesh. His name is Vignesh V, if I'm not wrong. Okay. I'm really sorry, Vignesh, if I'm butchering your name in one way or the other. Uh, and he has been very enthusiastic, and he was waiting for us to read his work. For some reason, he's not able to make it to tonight's session, but it's okay, no problem. I hope he will get to see the recording. And let me share the screen now, guys. So once we are done with this phase of the session, of course, we are going to start with Salem slot. Yeah, his name is Vignesh V. Sorry, my throat is not okay. Right. So this piece, as you can see, the picture that he had chosen from the allotted lot. If you guys are familiar with the Studio Ghibli movies, you would know that this scene is from. Uh, well, I will let you guys guess. Okay, this is a very famous movie, very, very, very famous. So do let me know in the comment box if you know which movie this one is. Okay. Exactly, Anusha. It is indeed Howl's Moving Castle. If you guys have not seen it, do watch this movie, guys. A beautiful and moving movie it is. And of course, Studio Ghibli movies are always, always they have reached, or at least have been close to perfection. Okay. Himanshu is saying that's why I do not watch, but do give it a shot. Ash, you should watch. You should start watching Studio Ghibli movies, and I can assure you that you are going to fall in love with them. Nevertheless, so this piece it doesn't have a title, as far as I remember. Yes, it does not have a title, but as and you guys might be knowing that in Ink What You Think, all the participants were provided with a lot of images, and from there they had to choose one, and they had to elaborate on it. They had to interpret and elaborate. Okay. And Vignesh here has beautifully written that finally I got my chance. After all that imaginary dance, those three words still remain stuck. And I still wonder if it is my luck. Being with you makes me feel complete. And even if I die, I'd watch this on repeat. Your eyes have me on the hook, and all of that with one single look. The gentle breeze that runs down your face is a sight that is worth looking at for days. Let me get this out my heart, because it's just tearing me apart. I want you to be my wife and share this world throughout my life. I want you to be my last seven, even if I'm not anywhere close to heaven. So that is a very short and simple yet ethereal piece that was submitted by Vignesh. Right? He's very straightforward. He has not, encapsulated any of his words with, with any sort of sugar, with any sort of metaphorical sugar. What is meant by say? I have an interesting question. Hello, Berlin. Thank you for joining, brother. Who else has joined? Has anyone else joined apart from Berlin? Okay, nobody. Okay. So, yeah. Let's see what he has written again. Okay, we will be breaking it down uh, line by at least line by line. No, it is not Sajjanam. It is not Sajjanam, but it is very interesting. Okay, we all have heard of it, but I think this is the best part of his poem. That seven wala line. I'll tell you guys what that means. Okay. So finally, I got my chance after all that imaginary dance, right? So it seems like finally, and we are basically breaking it down on the basis of the image, right? So you can see that the guy with the long ebony hair, he's climbing up the mountain with this girl standing over there. It's a hill, not a mountain. My bad. And he says that finally I got my chance after all that imaginary dance. So he has been pining for her accompaniment. But finally, he has found her standing over there for her. He has finally found her physically present in front of him. Those three words still remain stuck, and I still wonder if it is my luck, right? So we all know those three words, which three words is being talked about, right? Vignesh is talking about three words, which we all know which three words they are. And I still wonder if it is my luck. The narrator is still not able to believe that the person he loves is in front of him. Being with you makes me feel complete, and even if I die, I would watch this on repeat. And this is a very straightforward thing that the guy is telling the girl that with you I feel complete, right? You complete me. And even if I was to die, I would watch our life all together again. Your eyes have me on the hook, and all of that with one single look. This line actually sounds, this sounds very I don't know. This sounds straight away from a pop number from the Western music industry, right? It sounds like this is something that Bruno Mars would say. Your eyes have me on the hook, and all of that with one single look, right? But nonetheless, a very very catchy line. And then he says that the gentle breeze that runs down your face is a sight that's worth looking at for days. And if you have seen Howl's Moving Castle, and if you have not, you can probably make out from the image that it is windy, right? So the gentle breeze that runs down your face is a sight that's worth looking at for days. See, when men fall in love, like there's this thing now that men in love is a beautiful thing to see, a beautiful thing to witness. They lose everything, all of their, quote unquote manliness or all of this stoicity. I don't know, I if stoicity comes from being stoic, but you know what I'm talking about. I could be wrong. Somebody do
Yeah,
correct
yeah,
me,
yeah, yeah.
right? So let me get this out my heart because it's just tearing me apart, right? So he wants to confess, he wants to let it out because he can't keep it inside him anymore. And then he straight away says that I want you to be my wife and share this world throughout my life. No sugarcoating. And I think this is one of the most beautiful thing that at least the second most beautiful thing that I have ever witnessed in any sort of writing. That I want to. I mean, not any writing, but his writing. I want you to be my wife and share this world throughout my life. So he's not sugarcoating anything. He's not being metaphorical. He's not bringing in any sort of allegory or simile. He's very straightforward. I want to, and I want you guys to think in how many pieces and how many poetry have you ever seen a man, like from the point of view of a man asks a woman that I want you to be my wife, right? That's a very big thing to say. Everyone refers to the person as the love of their life or whatever it is, right? But here he wants to wife him, right? And share this world throughout my life. Pretty simple. And then he says, I want you to be my last seven, even if I'm not anywhere close to heaven. So, what is last seven? Guys, there's this theory that says that even after death, your brain is active for the last 7 minutes, even when your heart stops pumping. Apparently, I'm not sure. I've never been dead. So after death, it is said that your brain stays active for 7 minutes, and in those 7 minutes, your whole life flashes in front of your eyes. You must have heard this, right? People who have had near death experience, they tend to say that, they had their whole life flashing in front of their eyes and then they came back to life, right? So apparently, when the body dies, the brain stays alive for 7 more minutes, and in those 7 minutes it shows you your whole life like a flash movie in front of your eyes. So I want you to be my last seven. He is saying that even if I die, the whole 7 minutes I want to see you for the last time. And I'm okay even if I'm not anywhere close to heaven. It doesn't matter if I'm going to heaven, even if I'm dragged to the heart of hell in the inferno. Before going to the inferno, my last 7 minutes I want to witness you. So it's a very passionate, very very passionate thing that Vignesh has penned. It is indeed passionate, but it is not out of this world, and I think that makes it more beautiful, given that it feels as if this has been written by a boy or a man who's madly in love. But again, this person is no prince or no king or no wizard or no passionate I mean, definitely the poem is filled with passion, but it's not like it is written by some sort of a prodigy or some sort of a main man. It seems that it is written by the boy next door, a regular guy, a guy like me, a guy like you, right? So I think that makes it very special, because most of the love stories in this world happen between guys like me and girls like me as well. When I say girls like me, I mean of the stature, of the social standing, because I'm not from some high echelon, right? So that is what I'm talking about. Normal people, love between normal people, which is not talked about often. And that is what Vignesh is doing here. So I'm pretty sure Vignesh is not present here, but thank you, Vignesh. This was a very, very, very beautiful piece of literature. And I will come to you guys now, and I want you to add to the discussion. I want you guys to add to the things that I was talking about. Okay, I see most of you guys are mum. I think Aman has turned his mic on. Please go ahead.
No, I just want to clarify that the writing is actually outstanding
Mhm.
because means I hadn't read lots of poems or books, anything. Even I hadn't read one book.
Okay.
I mostly write, but the partner I have some partners who write, and they also write, extremely good.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of that, when I compare that, this is actually more than what I know, because a lots of thing which I don't even know that this can be like last seven and gentle breeze, one more thing. So it's kind of a teaching for me.
Right.
What I can say.
Nice,
It's
nice,
actually outstanding, seriously.
nice, nice, nice. I'm pretty sure we all can learn from this particular piece. We all can do that. And thank you, Aman, for being vocal about that. That is very important. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Anybody else? I think most of the people are going to resort to the chat box. Okay, let's see what the chat box has to say. Or probably most of the people are lazy tonight.
अरे अरे
Himansh.
अरे
हाँ आदर्श.
मेरे को मैं कॉल में था इसलिए मैं सुन नहीं पाया.
अरे 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 क्या पूरी पूरी कविता ही नहीं सुनी तुमने?
नहीं नहीं टुकड़े टुकड़े में सुना, वो वाइफ वाला पार्ट सुना था.
अरे अरे तुम्हारी पिटाई होगी.
No,
हिमांश.
you will get something extra on your last seven then.
हाँ, इस कॉल में जो हुआ था वो भी याद आएगा उसको. अरे कॉल में उसने बोला था ये करना है. हिमांशु इज सेइंग हिल एंड माउंटेन अलग होते हैं. हाँ हिमांशु अलग होते हैं. माउंटेन्स बड़े होते बर्लिन इज सेइंग यस यस। बर्लिन से ब्लेंड स्पेस में नरेट करने को बोलेंगे मास्टर जी को। हाँ बिल्कुल बिल्कुल, वी कैन आस्क विघ्नेश टू डू दैट। I've been dead and I have experienced. You have experiences. Okay, okay. Okay, I think Shadow has had some sort of a near death experience. We can definitely talk about it. Yeah, Shadow, Berlin has asked him to elaborate. Shadow being the
I think
smug.
we are not talking about emotionally dead. That
Shadow, I think basically Shadow is an algorithm, bro. If you mingle with him, you'll see that he's actually not a human, he's an algorithm. You can actually put him on infinite loop. You just have to figure out a situation and he'll be stuck over there. Sneha is saying that was going to leave after reading the piece, but waited to understand that seven. And now I'm glad that I waited. One of the most beautiful things I've ever read, written by Mills. Oh, that is so sweet of you, Sneha. But why are you planning to leave? And she has already left. I'll kill her, but later on, it's okay. Hmm. So what about you guys? Chota Himanshu, Berlin, Shadow, Adarsh, Anusha, Bhadra. What do you guys think about this particular piece? Aman has been very honest and he has said that, this has been a learning experience from him for him. What
yes.
about you guys?
मैं पढ़ा,
Mm.
क्या बोलते हैं, पूरा इनोसेंस है,
Mm.
और पर्सपेक्टिव तो वैसा लग रहा है जो क्या बोलते हैं,
कुल
इमेच्योरिटी
मिला
मतलब।
के सारी क्वालिटीज हैं जो आज के टाइम पे रिजेक्ट होने के लिए चाहिए होती हैं।
सही बात है, एग्जैक्टली।
Right.
मतलब वो नेगेटिव सेंस में इमेच्योरिटी नहीं, लेकिन वैसा ही समझो।
That is
Bholapun,
indeed a
maybe
book.
you mean
Yeah,
that.
Bhadra.
Yeah,
वही
yeah,
वही वही
yeah.
वर्ड में आदत छूट गया है ये सब बोलने का।
क्या क्या क्या
Mhm.
कौन सा word?
अरे
Yeah,
भोलापन बोली मैं।
Bholapun, yeah.
Oh.
Not immaturity, but that kind of sweet Bholapun, like a puppy love. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I think about this piece, what I liked was that, I mean, it describes that moment, like not it doesn't go around, round and round in a story or
Ah,
something. It
yeah.
covers, yeah, it covers the story part also. Like it does tell you what is happening and why he's there, but it covers like more of the scene beautifully.
Mm-hmm. True
Yeah,
that.
like you could totally imagine, like, yeah, him saying this. Yeah, it is pretty sweet.
Okay, Shadow has, but Bhadra has raised her hand. Bhadra, please go ahead.
Yes, so this guy has written so beautifully about this, and it gives the vibes of that first love. See that I haven't experienced that personally, but I've heard from other stories and all that uh, that thumbing of heart when your crush or your love interest goes by, those silent glances, all those daydreamings and all. So this poem, it is so simple. Its simplicity is what gives it its beauty, and it gives that vibe of that innocent love. And added to that, he just wrote his heart out. Okay, he didn't use any complicated words or didn't, as Berlin had said, didn't go around or didn't weave around on some story or something. He just poured his heart out, and that innocence, it shows the beauty of every emotion he had in his mind while writing this. And as I had said, I haven't experienced anything like this, but even when I was reading, and I read it again and again, and every time it I don't know, it kind of turned on this. It, it kind of turned on some old memory I had down in my mind, buried there. So it's so beautiful. Poem added that adding that poem next to that image gives it more. I don't know. I just don't have any words to say. It's so beautiful. It's simple, beautiful, and it's full of love.
Second that. I totally second that. Indeed, indeed, it is full of love. It is beautiful, and it is It is straightforward, straightforward, very straightforward. That and that is, I think, another very, very, very important thing of Vignesh's writing. Right?
Can I ask some question?
Please, please go ahead.
How many of us would like a partner like him? If we can choose if male or female anywhere, but if we have a chance to choose a partner like him, so how many will choose?
Okay, that is an interesting question. What about you guys? Guys, would you like to elaborate on that? Himanshu, please.
First of all, let me answer it because
Sure.
I actually gonna choose that girl like this, obviously.
Oh, you want to choose a girl who would be like this, like straightforward and everything?
No, I am also like that, but
Yes.
yeah, means I'm just answering my question so that others can answer what they
Okay,
want.
okay. Yeah, Himanshu, please go ahead. हिमांशु तुम तो माइक खोल सकते हो, तुम्हारा मैं चैट नहीं पढ़ूंगा, तुमको मुंह मुंह से बोलना होगा।
अरे बैकग्राउंड में बहुत वो गाने बज रहे हैं तो
कोई बात
इस
नहीं,
वजह
जो भी जो
ये
भी।
सब नॉइस कैंसिल हो जा रहा है, तुम बोलो।
हाँ, तुम बोलो ना। हाँ,
से इतने अच्छे हेडफोन नहीं। नहीं, सॉरी, क्या बोल रहा था?
तुम
यस,
कैसा चूज
यस
करो?
बोल रहे थे।
हाँ, नहीं, वो क्वेश्चन था ना कि अगर आप ऐसा पार्टनर हुए तो हाँ, मेरा जवाब उसके लिए हाँ।
अच्छा, और
न-
आप? हाँ, बोलो बोलो बोलो।
नहीं, नहीं, मैं कंटिन्यू
तो आपका जवाब हाँ है।
करता हूँ। हाँ,
बट मुझे मैं एक क्वेश्चन अमन से पूछना चाहूंगा कि क्वेश्चन मतलब क्या है कि हम किस तरह का इंसान ढूंढ रहे हैं, बट किस तरह का मतलब कि अब आपने वो डिफाइन नहीं किया शायद कि हम ऐसा बंदा ढूंढ रहे हैं, ऐसी बंदी ढूंढ रहे हैं, बट ऐसे की जगह आप क्या डालना चाहते हैं?
what
Yeah, that's
yes,
that's the point. Actually, I just want to ask that if we get someone like this means someone who loves us like that.
ओके,
So that's yeah. So
नाइस,
would we gonna choose him or whatever?
ओके, ओके, नाउ दैट
oh,
परफेक्ट सेंस। अब बताओ
yeah,
हिमांशु।
what I understood by the question कि अगर आप ऐसा पार्टनर पाओगे क्या who is a little bit of immature, हो more of the innocent side, some pure hearted. So yeah, I would love to have this partner.
ओके,
I mean,
ओके, तो हिमांशु सेज यस। हाँ, हिमांशु प्लीज।
नहीं, नहीं,
Okay, okay. So Himanshu says yes. So does Aman. Let's see what the chat box is saying. By the way, let's see.
मैं
yes,
हाँ,
पहले आप बताइए। या प्लीज
I
आदर्श।
think आदर्श बता रहे हैं। हाँ, हाँ,
नहीं,
हाँ,
नहीं, मैं बोल रहा हूँ कि मैं बोल नहीं सकता, लेकिन
हाँ।
लिखा हूँ। ऊपर से जब पढ़ते रहोगे लास्ट में ही आएगा, तब पढ़ देना।
ओके, 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 ओके। शायद आदर्श के भाई उनके साथ हैं, तो मे बी दैट इज
अरे
Shadow is saying beautiful poem. The rhyming words make it even more beautiful. Okay, algorithm being algorithm. Anusha is saying innocence. I think she was talking about. She said that when we were probably missing one particular word. Right? Others said that these lines just portray the pure emotions that are priceless, but usually don't get respect in real life. That is true to a huge extent. It is true. Then Himanshu said that amateur kid in love for first time. Okay, yeah, yeah, true. That could be the case, or maybe it is like true love. That could also be the case. I mean, rather than being the first love, well, maybe I'm not sure. Hello, Srisha. Thank you for joining. And I think Aviral has also joined. Yeah. Hello, Aviral. Thank you for joining.
Yep, hello.
Yeah.
Hi Satyaki.
Hello. Hello, guys. So, having said that, I can see that Sneha and Anusha have given +1. I think she's talking about, they are talking about, okay, let me see what they are talking about exactly. Others is saying yes, straightforward. Oh, amazing. Okay, he's commending the question that Aman had asked. Berlin survey, indeed, indeed. Himanshu has said that not elaborate, but my answer is yes. By now we know what he says, right? Bhadra said that she doesn't want. I choose not to answer. Okay, so that is an enigmatic thing to say. I'm pretty sure that Bhadra is probably not willing to elaborate what kind of a person she is looking for. स्नेहा सिंह बाकी सबका हम लोग बाद में सुनेंगे पहले सात्विकी आप बताएं ओके अच्छा ठीक है मैं बताता हूँ बट उससे पहले मैं पढ़ लेता हूँ व्हाट अदर्स आर सेइंग आदर्श इज सेइंग आई एक्चुअली फाइंड इट हार्ड टू बिलीव दैट टू पीपल कैन इक्वली हैव innocent and pure emotions for each other and shadow the algorithm is saying I hardly believe in humans अच्छा तब जाके स्नेहा ने +1 किया सो स्नेहा एंड अनुषा सेकेंडिंग एंड थर्डिंग व्हाट बालाजी और shadow said Himanshu said that's why we want partner in consent. Okay. So
उल्टा हो गया क्या दोनों वर्ड शायद?
कोई पार्ट कौन सा ब्रो?
पार्टनर और कंसेंट
हाँ
दोनों
अरे,
ही।
ये
it was about innocent. My
okay.
अरे
Okay. Okay. Okay.
मेरा कीबोर्ड नशे में।
So Sneha was asking me that okay, so if you guys ask me, so see guys, I'm 28, okay. So I'm tired of things. So when I read Vignesh's work, of course it is beautiful, I cannot deny. But once I read it, I can clearly see that for this boy, because Vignesh is a guy and he has narrated from the first person's perspective, so the narrator is indeed a man. And for this man, this his whole world is revolving around this girl or this woman, which is totally fine. It is probably, appreciable and everything. But in my age, I want my space, right? So I actually don't want a person whose whole world revolves around me, because if that is the case, then they won't have their personal space, and they would try to, trespass in my personal space, and they would want me to give company to them all the time. They would probably ask me to accompany them all the time. So there won't be any sort of privacy, there won't be any sort of individuality, and personal space is very important in any sort of relationship, right? So I feel that I'm probably not looking for this sort of a person. I want a person who can share a life with me, but at the same time be their own people as well. They can be an individual, they could be an individual as well. I don't want their whole life to revolve around me. I want them to disagree. I want them to fight. I want them to argue. I don't want a person who is going to worship me or who's intimidated by me in any way, right? So, yeah, it might sound bad, but I'm not looking for a person like this. But that doesn't change the fact that this is a beautiful person he has talked about. And if you find someone like this, maybe you are the luckiest person on the planet. And then maybe you can change them, right? That no, I'm not a god. No, you don't have to, lick my boots, something like that. Himanshu is saying, yeah, Berlin agree. Sneha is saying, no, it does not. Thank you, Sneha. That is really kind of you. I hope you understood my point or where I'm coming from. Himanshu says that, yeah, Berlin agree. Writing something doesn't tell the person feels the same. Okay, okay, okay. I think Berlin has written something. Berlin ने तो कुछ लिखा भी नहीं. I guess वो बर्लिन का नहीं किसी और का अग्री कर रहे हैं क्या? प्योर
ऊपर
मैच्योरिटी.
में बड़ा
अच्छा.
सा मैसेज है।
बर बर्लिन ने ही लिखा है। Don't you think it depends? Like, I guess sometimes being more fancy about emotions may just mean the person is more creative. Even I wrote a
Oh,
poem for a girl from a boy's POV. For someone once, LOL है और कुछ, and in the end it often depends who the person is and how purely and honestly they wish to express.
Actually,
I hope
it
that
started
helps.
like sorry. Actually, it started like in fiction that if you get if, and then everyone is talking like it is not possible. So
Hmm.
yeah, we know that this is not possible.
If I get, I would say no. I don't want such a person. No. I would
You
probably
know
want.
what, Satyaki?
Hmm. Yeah, Bhadra, please go
You're actually right. If even I have thought about it earlier, but I was too, I was afraid that if I was this out to anyone else, they would make fun of me. But actually, you are right. If if there is someone in our life who consider us as their ultimate god, or yeah, if they consider us to be the center of their life, it would not only affect their life, it would also affect our life.
Absolutely.
We were, yes, we are having a certain kind of life until all these years. I have been living according to how I wished, or more like how my parents wished until I'm 19. You have lived your life the way you wish until you're 28. And suddenly, if a person comes into our life and they consider us as their God or something, we feel the need to change ourselves accordingly to that person's wish in order to not to be selfish. And when we do that, it will be fine for a month or two or for a year, but after that, we would feel us losing our essence. We would feel us losing whatever life we had earlier, and boredom will creep in. And just like that, that relationship would go haywire. So I completely agree with you. Having someone who consider us as their center of as the center of their lives is not something I would prefer.
Right.
Having
Right.
yes, yes, having their own lives, and that relationship should be something like the intersection of two sets. Only then would be the thing would be meaningful and sort of long lasting. It would not matter if someone is like completely devoted to the other one. No, it won't work like that. It will obviously affect both of them. And
Right.
what do you
Right.
think?
Right. It does. It does actually, Bhadra. You're absolutely right. Because after a point, they would want you to feel the same way, and everyone has a different way to express, right? And eventually, your own personality will be snatched away from you, and that could lead to toxic, very toxic place. But it's okay. I mean, everyone has their own opinion. Everyone has their own taste, right? So Berlin has actually said that. Don't you think it depends? Like, I guess sometimes being more fancy about emotions may just mean the person is more creative. Yes, indeed, that could be the case. Even I wrote a poem for a girl from a boy's point of view for someone once, okay? And in the end, it often depends on the person is and how the person, who the person is, and how purely and honestly they wish to express. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. It is very, very subjective. It is very subjective, and that is why I think अमन ने जो क्वेश्चन पूछा it उसके सबने थोड़े बहुत अलग आंसर ही दिए because everyone has their own expectations and everyone has their own taste, right? So that is indeed there. So yeah, that is true, Berlin. And then तो हिमांशु ने उसीलिए कहा था कि बर्लिन he agreed with Berlin saying writing something doesn't tell the person feels the same. Yeah, true, true. Berlin, Sneha also mentioned that she has written in both POVs and the poems do make people feel thoda sa. हाँ, no, no, absolutely. So if reading any piece, we should praise their feelings and creativity. Absolutely, I totally second that. Himanshu says 10 MB left. Okay, that is scary. Others said press power button. Bhadra's perspective is inspirational. True that. Bhadra has gone hey hey. Anusha has said, that's true. It's their perception of us. they are in love with, and it would be very difficult if they are almost worshipping you. Exactly, because they will be expecting perfection all the time. And we, being human beings, we have our vices, we are flawed. हाँ आदर्श, please go ahead.
ये जो अनुषा लिखी है वो बात बहुत सही है, वो इमेज वाली बात।
हम्म।
वही बात है ना कि वो तो माइंड में जो एग्जिस्ट कर रहा है वही है, रियलिटी नहीं है।
Right, right, absolutely. That's so true. Sorry guys, I'm snacking. That's true. It's their perception of us they're in love with. Exactly. And it's like having a crush, right? I mean, you might. So I'll just take an example. I mean, when I was a kid, I was head over heels for Emma Watson, right? But of course, Emma Watson has her own vices, her own flaws, and it's always better that you don't work on certain things. You don't work towards certain people. It's not like if I was going to work towards her, I would have met her. I mean, just saying. But you never know. Hope sustains life. I might stalk her, nevertheless. And yeah, like mentioned, there's the question of individuality and personal space. Absolutely. Himanshu is pleading. No meat. No meat, kick me after in some time. What? Okay, Himanshu is turning into Jar Jar Binks. Bhadra is then saying, Adarsh Bhai, remember it. The next time you make fun of me in the animal, bro. Yes. Bhadra threatening people, just another Wednesday. Love you, Gunda person. Bhadra is love you too, broski. Adarsh, we just tease your innocent heart. Bhadra has given two innocent hearts. Oh, Chhatrapal has come. Hello, Chhatrapal. Thank you for joining, brother. हिमांशु का देख
हेलो।
के मुझे कहना है सॉरी ब्रो मेरे को ध्यान ही नहीं आया
अरे नहीं नहीं, अच्छा।
Bhadra is saying, by the way, guys, if you don't know, Chhatrapal is the big bad of Pichavaram House. बट साहित्य का पूकी है ये क्योंकि ये बहुत दिनों से यहाँ पे आई थिंक
अरे
ऑलमोस्ट सिंस द बिगिनिंग ऑलमोस्ट
साहित्य
पीछा
का फूकी।
हाँ
आई एम गोइंग टू
पीछा
स्पेयर
मेरा,
दिस।
हाँ आदर्श
मैं बोल रहा था ये, मतलब वो कुछ कुछ सोसाइटीज है ना, ये कुछ कुछ हाउसेज है ना जो सच में ऐसे भले दिल के लगते हैं, उसमें पीछा मेरा में एक है। मेरे हिसाब से, बाकी मैं गलत नहीं हूँ, क्या पता।
अरे
नो
भाई
Chhatrapal is
थैंक्स अ
indeed
लॉट।
a great guy. He's and guys, he is well read, well educated, very polite, very he has the polites. He's a very nice person. Okay, so if you are from Pichavaram, you have a great leader. ये
वाओ।
सब बोलने के मुझे पैसे मिले.
हाँ आई वाज जस्ट थिंकिंग भाई मैंने पिछले जन्म में ऐसे क्या कर्म कर दिए जो इतनी तारीफ।
अरे अरे अरे
It's like very nice budget. It's this budget.
तुमको भी देता हूँ, तुम भी कर देना।
Bhadra is saying, wait until I tear open your heart with a knife. Himanshu is saying, अकेले अकेले आ जाओ ब्रो आ जाओ और एक पैकेट पड़ा हुआ है. Sneha is saying, munching. We got Satman eating snacks before GTA 6. Absolutely. I think, to be honest, when it comes to food, I could be like this guy, the guy Vignesh has written about, because my world revolves around food. Yeah, tasty food, not like hospital wala. Himanshu is laughing at the fact that I'm loving food. Mm-hmm. Okay, blink it's sasta hai. Okay. I'm always unlocking lore about everyone every session. That would be really cool, Anusha. If you could be like a bard or some historian or some person who's into folklores, and you can probably create characters around the people you meet here.
ये इसी में करे हैं का क्या मतलब है?
Hmm.
बलीन का मैसेज है ना, इसी में करे हैं, या मैं गलत पढ़ रहा हूँ?
हाँ, व्हाट डू यू मीन बर्लिन? क्या
Oh
गाली गलौज
no.
शुरू कर दिया आपने?
No, I think Chhatrapal bhai was saying that पिछले जन्म में कोई कर्म करा था. I just said नहीं इसी में करे.
Oh,
ओह अरे भाई
क्या क्या आपको क्या
आई
लगता है सब गाली देंगे?
आई थिंक आई शुड कम हियर मोर
chalo guys. Having said that, here we end the first phase of this session. In quoted thing. Okay. So thank you very much for sticking with us. And Vignesh, we of course we missed you. You have submitted a beautiful pen. You have submitted something that has been beautifully penned, and I hope that you will listen to all the good things that we have said about your writing and enjoy the recording, enjoy the video. Having said that, guys, so now I'll be ending the recording and start a new recording for Salem slot. Okay, so the session has not ended, just the first phase has.
अच्छा one question though when are we going to complete Salem's lot?
I was going to stop the recording and I stopped myself.
Okay, yeah, please do that once.